The traditional model of VIP protection is highly visual, relying on a tight ring of physical security to shield a target. But that model begins to break down when you introduce a physical anomaly. Take Barron Trump, for example, who currently stands at a towering 6 feet 9 inches. At that height, he is half a foot taller than his father, and significantly taller than the Secret Service agents assigned to his detail. The logistical reality of this is stark. If a protectee is 6 to 10 inches taller than their detail, those agents cannot provide a visual or ballistic block in a public crowd. Relying heavily on that physical inner ring means depending on a reactive scramble. Agents are forced to lunge and cover their target only after an incident is already underway. If a security team has to wait until a threat is within physical striking distance of an unhideable target, their system has already failed. To protect targets who cannot be physically hidden, organizations have to push their defensive perimeter outward. This invisible ring is called protective intelligence. The origins of this approach trace back to the U.S. State Department in the 1980s, during a wave of bombings and kidnappings targeting American diplomats. Operations units quickly realized a difficult truth. They were excellent at investigating terror attacks after the fact, but breaking down a past crime scene did nothing to prevent the next attack. By studying these incidents, investigators found one constant variable. The threat actors always studied the target before striking, conducting careful pre-operational surveillance. So the State Department deployed teams of plainclothes counter-surveillance agents. Nicknamed Pixies, their sole job was to look away from the diplomat and scan the environment to hunt the people hunting the target. Intercepting hostile actors during their playing phase, long before they can draw a weapon or plant an explosive, became the bedrock principle of protective intelligence. Today, corporate security teams have adapted those street-level tactics to manage a 24/7 flow of global threats. The protective intelligence cycle uses 3 stages: identify, assess, and mitigate. In the identify phase, analysts comb through massive digital and physical noise to spot anomalies and hostile signals. Next, in the assess phase, teams evaluate behaviors, separating legitimate threats from harmless online chatter. Executing this kind of continuous assessment requires a technological scale beyond a single agent sitting at a bus stop. Finally, during the mitigate phase, decision-makers use that analyzed intelligence to proactively disrupt the threat, dealing with the danger miles away from the protectee. This software functions as a force multiplier, giving security teams the reach to find and analyze hostile signals before they become physical incidents. When a highly recognizable VIP navigates a crowded public space in today's world, their physical exposure is completely obvious. The agents walking beside them represent the final layer of protection, a fail-safe used only when the primary intelligence perimeter is breached. The true vanguard is invisible. It is a network of intelligence analysts and tech platforms working around the clock to intercept malicious actors long before they ever reach the venue. With global threats now flowing from the digital and physical realms simultaneously, this proactive approach is a requirement for any high-profile operation. Whether you are trying to guard a towering 6'9" scion or a Fortune 500 CEO, true security is never about winning a physical fight. It is about possessing the intelligence to ensure the fight never happens at all.